Why, hello there, everyone. Just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, Gundam Evolution got its trailer for its final season, poetically titled Last Shooting, obviously being a double meaning, referring to the fact that this is the final season and also referring to the last shooting scene in the original Gundam. And this one is particularly bittersweet for me because, as you can see on screen right now, this one adds the Kampfer from Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. And this is actually a suit that I was specifically requesting for the game back before the game even officially released. I made a video titled Top 15 Mobile Suits That Should Be Added into Gundam Evolution, and the Kampfer was one of those suits that I was saying should be added. And it's finally here, but it's sort of a wish being granted by a genie with an ironic twist because, yeah, he's in the game, but he's only going to be in the game for a month because, as I said, this is the final season. So not only did I want to record this live reaction because of the Kampfer being a suit that I specifically wanted in the game, but also I did not do a reaction video for the Susanoo or the Zeta, because I just didn't feel like it, and I was busy playing other things at the time. I haven't really played this game much since Street Fighter 6 came out. And last month, I was busy with, or just recently, I was busy with Tekken 8, the Tekken 8 closed beta test. And before that, I got a review code from Square Enix for the Dragon Quest spinoff, so I obviously had to take care of that. But now, I've pretty much cleared up my entire content creation schedule for this final month of Gundam Evolution. I just want to stream this game a bunch. I'm going to be streaming this game every week for the whole month of November. So I hope to see you guys there for that. And what was I saying? I got a little sidetracked there. Oh yeah, I didn't do reaction videos for Zeta or Susanoo, but now this is my literal last opportunity to do a live reaction video for any character being added to Gundam Evolution, so I had to take advantage of that. I haven't actually watched the Susanoo or the Zeta trailers yet either, but I just want to watch the Kampfer trailer and have that be my segue back into the game, and I can just see what the Susanoo and Zeta do in the game without having to watch the trailers first. So I hope you guys didn't mind that somewhat long-winded intro, but I really want this to be sort of a send-off video for the game, at least from my channel, because like I said, I haven't really talked about this on the channel. In fact, I think this is the first time I've ever made a video addressing this. I thought about making a video addressing this when it first got announced, but I just didn't really feel the need to say it because what else could I say? And it kind of just left a bad feeling in my mouth, and I didn't really like thinking about it, right? But now that I'm getting back into playing the game, I'm getting back into streaming the game, I pretty much have to acknowledge it. So one final salute for Gundam Evolution. Hopefully I see you guys on the game for its final month, and let's see what the Kampfer looks like. Something else I really want to take advantage of for this final month is that in addition to streaming the game, with some of these characters only being playable for a month, like the Kampfer, or just a few months like the Zeta and the Susanoo, I really want to get some recorded footage of the gameplay of these characters. I say characters, I obviously mean mobile suits, right? I want to get some gameplay of these things recorded because it's going to be lost to the ether, presumably, once this game gets shut down, right? So, unfortunately, I can't stream at very high-quality settings with my current living situations. So, in between live streaming days, I am going to try to also record footage of the game off stream so I can actually record high-quality footage. And I don't know if I'm going to be posting all of those. I might just post one video and then in the comments have a bunch of unlisted links or have links to a bunch of unlisted videos because I want to help document footage of this. So hopefully the Kampfer looks like something I want to play, and if so, I'm going to be trying to mostly focus on playing him both on stream and off stream to help get some recorded footage. So anyways, just reminding you guys that you might want to start recording gameplay, even if you don't normally do YouTube or anything. You might want to record your gameplay, especially if you play the Zeta Gundam or the Susanoo or the Kampfer, so that way you can help sort of historically document this game. I heard from some other people an idea that I agree with. I think that they should repurpose the assets in this game and turn it into a single-player game, so that way they can still sort of preserve all of the time and resources and effort that went into making these 3D models and maps and character animations and move sets and all of that, right? So I think it would be really cool if they repurposed it into a single player game. I don't think they're going to do that because I don't think they care, but I wanted to share that idea. Anyways, let's actually watch it. Let me go back to the beginning. I haven't actually seen this yet. The reason I had it on that frame is just so that way I could have it on something interesting while I talked, because I knew it would be kind of a long-winded intro. So let's start it from the beginning here. Hold on, don't have audio on my headphones. There we go. Okay, so it's busting out of the warehouse, just like in War in the Pocket. Nice. Okay, so before I see any of the gameplay, let me try to predict what the moveset is going to be. This might not be specifically exactly what I said in the video that I made, the top 15 suits that should be added, because obviously some time has passed. So I might not be thinking of the same exact thing. But I'm thinking the magnetic mind whip has to be his ult, right? His G maneuver. That has to be the ult, because that would be weird if he's just slinging that thing around as a normal move. Obviously, the shotgun would be the main weapon, and some of the other abilities would be the disposable rocket launchers. I don't know what else it could do besides the shotgun and disposable rocket launchers and the magnetic mind whip, though. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I know technically it has Vulcans, but it's not as if this thing is specifically known for its Vulcans. And also, I think the gameplay style is that it's going to be kind of a flanker. You probably have to play it like the Zaku. You probably dash around really fast, probably don't have that much armor, kind of as a reference to source material of this thing being shredded by the Alex. And also, I think it had to be kind of lightweight because they had to smuggle in the parts to build it. So they had to minimize the amount of mass they were smuggling in, right? And so I think they were trying to min-max with that. So its armor is probably low. By armor, I mean HP. Its HP is probably low, and you probably have to dash around and flank, and you have really high burst damage with the shotgun and disposable rocket launchers. And also the magnetic mind whip would also probably be a burst damage ability as well. So let's see if I'm right about that. Oh, nice, the fin even moves. Oh, wow, that shot. I haven't watched War in the Pocket in a while, but I think that shot is a reference to the OVA. Yeah, see, it has some kind of dash, some kind of actual run. Maybe that's an ability. Shotgun. Oh, yeah, giant bazooka. Does it have a bazooka? Yeah, G maneuver and skill, chain mine, called it. That's too perfect to pass up. I wonder if it has some utility in that you can put it on the environment maybe and use it similar to the mines from the gym. Maybe you don't just have to slap it on someone directly. Let's see. I know I keep pausing it and talking, but I really want to savor this video considering it's the last one, right? Man, it's a shame this is the last video like this we're getting, because these actually are pretty well directed. Okay, so this is obviously a reference to a shot from 0080 when the Earth Federation forces are trying to stop the Kampfer before the Alex shows up. At least I think so. But not only does it seem reminiscent of War in the Pocket, I think I've seen this in Gundam Evolution before. I think this clip here, this shot, was in one of the early Gundam Evolution trailers. I think so. And maybe they're just repurposing it here since it's also relevant here. Yeah, there are the disposable rocket launchers. Okay, here's some first-person gameplay. It looks as if it has a really good dash. I don't remember if the dashes are universal distance in this game. I think playing Street Fighter 6, in which the characters have different distances on their drive rush, has really messed me up. But I don't remember if every character gets the same distance on their dash, but that looks like a pretty good one. Shotgun. We don't have a HUD here, so I'm having to surmise what's going on. Okay, so it fires both disposable rocket launchers at the same time. corroborating my theory on it being high burst damage. Looks as if it has some pretty decent splash damage on that as well. Just based on the visual effect. Is its reload animation chucking the shotgun? Yeah, similar to the Turn A Gundam. That's funny. What was that perspective? Oh, the fin. I thought that was a grapple hook for a second or something, and I thought, why would it have a grapple hook? They need to save that for the goof, even though the goof can never be added now. Oh, that stings. Here's the rocket launcher. So, it's using 2 rocket launchers at once, but this isn't a G maneuver. So this must be a regular ability with probably a long cooldown that acts as sort of an install. Okay, that was the G maneuver. I need to watch that again. So it goes third person, I guess, so that way you can see the whip. I wasn't expecting this to be a G maneuver in which you need to go third person, but now that I think about it, is every character's G maneuver third person? I don't know why I never thought of that before. So they picked a weird environment to showcase this because pretty much everything here is gray and there's a lot of visual noise in front of the Kampfer right here. But it looks as if... Where's the mine whip going? I literally cannot tell. He throws it out. Okay, it looks as if he swings it horizontally. Man, it takes up a big, radius. Look, it's swinging so wide, it's off screen here. I think it's literally clipping through this wall here, which makes it even weirder that they chose this to be the clip to showcase the ability. But, you know, they're probably working on a small budget now. I think it's insane that they are adding updates as significant as new playable characters up until the game gets shut down. If they were going to shut the game down and they knew that they only wanted to keep it up for a year, they should have kept the servers up for a year after its last update. So the Kampfer could have come out, and then that could have been the game's last update, and then after the Kampfer getting added, they could have kept the servers up for a year. So that way people could at least play with the new character for a year straight. Obviously, you know, for that year, we wouldn't be getting any updates, but it would have a meta that sort of stabilizes when we could play with the characters that just came out. But with Kampfer only being playable for a month, it's not even going to settle into a meta. People aren't even going to know where on the tier list it should be, right? Because people aren't going to have enough time to experiment with it. I think it's such a shame that, and I've already said it's a shame, but I think it's even more unfair sounding when you consider the fact that Babylon's Fall, I don't even know if you guys on the Tanuki Type channel will know what Babylon's Fall is, but I made a review video for its beta test on my other channel. Babylon's Fall only lasted a year, and that makes sense because Babylon's Fall was so unfun, and barely anyone was playing it. When I say barely anyone, I mean literally in the single digits, like less than 10 people. It had less than 10 concurrent players at any given time, and it was so unfun. So that game obviously was only going to get about a year of being online. So I think it's insane that Babylon's Fall gets a year and Gundam Evolution, something that's way more fun, something that's actually fun, gets a year. So if Gundam Evolution only gets a year, Babylon's Fall should have gotten like a week. But if Babylon's Fall got a year, then this game should have gotten at least 2 years, right? I'm just ranting a little bit here, but I'm sure you guys can understand, right? It's just that Bandai Namco, the game is super fun. It's just that Bandai Namco obviously does not know how to monetize a live service, and that is why this is getting shut down, whereas Babylon's Fall was just super unfun. Okay, I can see the Mind Whip appear on them now. Yeah, that's a really weird clip to showcase the ability. I'm sure I could get some better clips than that. So make sure you tune into the live streams to see it. Okay, and it looks as if it is burst damage, obviously, but they do not explode instantaneously. But that's kind of nice because then there's a bit of a fear aspect because I think there's an AoE explosion. So I think what they're showcasing here is that the new Gundam standing by his mind-whipped ally is going to get damaged here from the explosion. So I'm sure that if you get mind-whipped, you're going to have teammates yelling at you to get away from them because you've been marked. Why did the frames drop there? Because of the fire? Maybe they just wanted it to be slow-mo, so they slowed it down without adding more frames. I think, I'm trying to think of which frame I should use for my thumbnail, because I think for this final month, I want my thumbnail to have the Kampfer on it if I'm playing it a bunch. So I was thinking that might be a good contender. Oh, they're doing a recap. Yeah, the Hyperion. It's so crazy that with the roster ending up being this small, we got characters like the Hyperion, but not the Goof, you know? They were probably eventually going to add things like the Goof. And so they didn't mind prioritizing some weird things at the start, right? Yeah, Heavy Arms. Heavy Arms was the last time I played it. So the last time I played the game was with Season Ignition. With Heavy Arms. Next is Susanoo, right? Oh, no, Ballista. I actually don't remember if I played Season 4. Because I might have played around with the Cheridem a little bit. Or is that... I always mix up the Cheridem and the Dynamis. It's the Dynamis, right? Maybe. You guys can let me know. I always mix them up. But I think I played around with this suit a little bit, but I never played it in a real match. I only messed around with it in training mode just to see what it was like. So I don't actually remember if I played during Season Ballista because I might have played against this suit, but I never played as it in a match. But the next one is Susanoo. Yeah, so I actually don't even know what Susanoo does. I thought it was really funny, though, that the logo for Storm, it looks like Naruto Ninja Storm or something like that, right? Whenever I see this, I'm looking at a logo for a Naruto game or something, but I guess it's fitting because it is Susanoo. I think it's so weird still that Susanoo got added. I really did not think that they would add another melee suit this early on. Although I guess relatively now it's late into the game's lifespan, but I didn't think that they would add another melee suit when the roster was still that small. Because it still felt as if Barbatos and Exia kind of dominated the meta in a game that's supposed to be mostly about shooting. But I actually have not even seen the move set for this thing yet. I just think it's really weird that they picked the Susanoo of all things. But again, I said this before, I really like that they were mixing in popular suits with more obscure ones. I think if the game stayed online for a long time, we would have ended up with a really interesting roster. Zeta. I also thought it was really weird that they added Zeta. By the way, the title for this season is a line from the lyrics of one of the openings from Zeta Gundam. Man, the Zeta Gundam looks really cool here, but I'm going to have to watch gameplay of the Zeta, obviously, before I have an opinion, because I think I even mentioned it in the video of top 10, 15 suits that should be into the game, that should be added into the game. I was talking about how I don't think the Zeta should be added necessarily, or I don't think it needed to be added, because I thought if they were going to add the Zeta, the Ashamar would have been the Zeta. So with the launch roster including Ashamar as the flight character, I thought that the Ashamar was supposed to be the flight character, and the reason why they didn't want the Zeta is because if the Zeta turns into a jet, you would probably expect it to fly around at much higher speeds than that of the Ashamar, even if canonically they move it around the same speed. When you see the Ashamar turn into a disc, subconsciously you accept that it's moving around slower like a flying saucer. Whereas if a Zeta turns into a jet, you would be expecting it to fly forward really fast, and that wouldn't really make sense in the gameplay, right? But again, I haven't watched it yet, so I will have to see. And yeah, here's the last shooting. I wonder if early on they were planning on making the final season, like just, you know, at the back of their mind, they were thinking whenever we get to the final season, we should call it Last Shooting. And then they had to obviously move it up, or if it was just a last minute thing they decided. Yeah, so normally we would get the new character front and center in the season key art. But in this case, because it is the final season of the entire game, they wanted to put the RX-78 here because it's supposed to represent the game as a whole. And you can see the Kampfer off to the side here, so that's a little interesting. Let me know in the comments what you guys' favorite DLC character was. By DLC, I mean character that was added with an additional season. So I don't know if you would count Unicorn, because it was in season 1, but to me, it felt like a new character because it wasn't in the beta, so I'm going to count it. So Unicorn, and then Hyperion, and then Heavy Arms, and then either Cheridem or Dynamis, whichever one that is, and then Susanoo, and Zeta, and Kampfer. I think this is probably my favorite key art here so far. But of course, it's kind of an unfair comparison because this is directly referencing a really iconic pose, so that it's not as if they have to really come up with a super creative composition like with these other key arts. Is that it? I should check their channel again to see if they have the devs saying anything. I don't know if the devs actually say some kind of final goodbye. Actually, it was probably said in the live stream whenever they showcased this. Literally, I am the #1 target audience for the Gundam Evolution live streams, and even I never knew when they were about to happen. So I actually don't even know when the live stream for this happened, but I should go back and watch it later off stream or off recording just to see what they say. Also, these key arts. I saw on Twitter earlier that they posted a link in which you can download each of these season key arts as a wallpaper. And I think I kind of want to download this one. Maybe I'll use it. Whenever I download a cool wallpaper, I end up not using it because the visual noise makes it kind of hard to see the desktop icon. So I usually just go back to something without much visual noise. But I think I might want to sport this for a little bit. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching the video, and also thank you everyone for watching my other Gundam Evolution videos back when I first started covering the game all the way up until now. Yeah, the game has only been out for the game has only been officially out for a little over a year now. But if you count when we started beta testing it, we've basically been playing this game for 2 years, at least 2 years, right? It's just such a shame that Bandai Namco could not figure out how to properly monetize a live service game. I wonder if they're ever going to dip their toes into live service games again after this. If they do, hopefully they have a bit better of a plan. They still could have salvaged this easily if only they listened to people. If they listened to the feedback and actually implemented it, this was so salvageable because, like I said, the game is really fun. In addition to the live service monetization elements being really bad, I think another thing that might have hurt it was the fact that it wasn't playable in a lot of countries still. I don't know exactly what the list was by the time of the game ending by now, because I know that they were expanding some of their regions, I think, at least. You guys can let me know in the comments. But whenever I saw a post on Twitter for Gundam Evolution, by Gundam Evolution, I would always see in the comments people asking for them to make the game playable in their country. Also, I just remembered this game came out in September. The official release came out in September of last year, right? And it's getting shut down at the end of November this year, which means the game lasted a little bit more than a year. But I went back and checked, and the console release was later, right? Let me look it up. Gundam Evolution. I could just say it, but I don't want to say something wrong. Okay. So this released on September 21st for PC, And then it released on November 30th for console. And this game is getting shut down on November 29th, 28th, 27th, something like that, before the 30th. Which means that on console, this game didn't even last a full year. Every time I say something about it, it gets worse, right? I think that's such a shame. But I'm glad I got to play it while it was live. Maybe eventually later on, there might be some kind of fan server. If people ever get something like that going, I would be interested in participating. So, like I said, I wanted this video to not only be a live reaction to the Kampfer, but also just kind of my final thoughts on the game put into a video. So you guys can kind of treat the comment section in this video like a forum where you guys can just talk about your favorite parts of the game, what you think they could have done differently, anything like that, right? So thanks again, everyone, for watching. And I will see you guys on the live streams for the rest of this month. When I say the rest of this month, I don't mean the rest of October. I mean, because October's almost done, I mean the rest of October and the rest of November. So I am looking forward to see you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the live streams, and I hope all of you guys have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are. I don't know why I'm ending this like a live stream. That's usually what I say on a live stream. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone, and bye for now.